Hey guys, it's Winterin. Look at the news. Miram messaged me earlier, and I've been going through all kinds of news sources trying to figure out, how permanent this is, what we can expect, all of that, and it's a lot. There's a lot to go through, and I am still looking through the news, and I get emotional about it, so I don't know how much I'm going to talk in this one. I'll have to make a bigger video with more information, but the short version is there has been a ceasefire, and it's been announced, and this seems to be pretty official. Biden himself talked about it in an interview, and it's the United States is talking about it. Finally, it's being reported. So I don't think it's fake. I don't think the rug is going to be pulled out from under us. It looks like all systems are go, and this is really going to happen. It does not currently seem permanent, and farther down in this article that I have behind me, there is a section that talks about is not real, doing what they do, what we've all come to expect, which is, they try and keep that door open to resume hostilities. They're very much trying to keep that door open to come back in and just wreak havoc again and destroy lives more. But it looks like Qatar and the US and Egypt are all trying to say that there will be phases. There will be 3 phases to this ceasefire, and that the first one, the initial one, is the one that's like really, really solid. Like, yes, this is going to happen, and there will be at least, I think it says 6 weeks of aid allowed in, potentially the Rafah crossing opened, and people in Gaza being allowed to leave for medical treatment. People who have medical emergencies, not everyone, but people who have medical emergencies being allowed to leave for treatment. So it looks like there will be at least 6 weeks of that, and that's like an initial stage. And there are 2 more kind of sort of planned stages, but that's where it is not real is coming in and saying like, oh, no, we don't necessarily want to commit to that. We don't want to say that we're not going to come back and do all this stuff over again. So that, they're doing what they do. They're being the sickening, horrible, monstrous, everything that we've come to see them as. So, and that's the strongest language you're going to hear out of me. I try to keep my opinions fairly neutral on here, just for the sake of, taking care of and talking about the families I support more than hating on other people. But my opinions on Is Not Real are very much in the dumpster. So, anyway, that aside, Miram's family is in central watermelon territory. I've already said Gaza in this, and it's on the screen, might as well. But they're in Deir al-Balah, which is kind of towards the center of the middle of the country. They're originally from the north, and they were displaced. They're originally from Gaza City, and they were displaced. So it does say in this article that people will be allowed to return to their homes in the north, but I have concerns about that. I have seen some Instagram reels of just like is not really parliament openly discussing how their entire behavior in the north was entirely geared towards driving people out and claiming North Gaza permanently for their own settlement. So there's one where I believe he's like I don't know if he's like I don't know what the term for them is, but basically the Is Not Really equivalent of like a congressperson. He's talking about how he explicitly states, we can't do this again. If they're allowed back, if, God forbid, Palestinians be allowed back to their own homes in their own country, he explicitly states like, we can't clear them back out again, which is monstrous. But, he openly said it in what appears to be their parliament. I'm sorry, I'm not terribly well versed in, Is Not Really government structures, which you can tell. But, it's pretty clear what their actual plan was. I think we all have known anyway, even without some guy getting up and saying it. But it does look like as part of the ceasefire agreement, Palestinians will be allowed to return to the north, at least according to this article. And I guess they're going to be allowed to. I'm concerned that Israel keeping that door open to resume hostilities means that they're going to try and, let's just call it what it is, ethnically cleanse the people who do return. I'm worried that it'll be kind of like a bait and switch. Oh, we're gonna agree to the ceasefire. We're gonna let them go back, and then we're gonna come back and devastate the north again once the initial stages of the ceasefire are over. That's what I'm concerned about. But for right now, I'm no expert. I'm a layperson just reading news articles, and Miram is so happy, and I'm worried about people getting their hopes up too high, and I myself am way more tempered. But Miram and her family are so happy. I will pull it together. They've been getting their hopes up. Miram has been every single even potential ceasefire. She's been just watching the news cycle nonstop. She's been just the tiniest details combing through all of them. Her and her family, they've gotten their hopes up. They've been dashed again. They were heartbroken about the one that was supposed to happen right before the new year and fell through. And she messaged me earlier saying they're so happy. So I'm going to get off here, and sorry for getting emotional, and I will see you all later. I'm still fundraising matching. They're going to need help even with the ceasefire. So I'm keeping that going. I'm fundraising matching through the end of February still. And yeah, she's number one in the tree links. I'll see you later.